Okay, now we're going to find equations of lines. Very important in the science world, very important in the math world. But there's three forms you need to know. We've already worked with this one. This is called slope-intercept. And just by looking at it, I can see the slope and I can see the y-intercept. This is called point slope. X1 and Y1 are points of a line. M is your slope, and X and Y are variables. So that's just a formula you can use to find the equation of a line. And the last one is called standard. Now, when I was a kid, standard was the most important one by far, but with the advent of computers, it's not as important. Now, to have standard form, you're not allowed to have fractions. They want everyone to have the same looking equation. Now, some of the rules have gone away. But let's look at the first problem. Find the equation in standard form. So if I'm given a slope and y-intercept of a line, can I take that information and put it in standard form? Well, first, what equation would I use if I have slope and y-intercept? Well, slope-intercept. So I would just plug this into it. So it'd be y equals m, which is 3, x plus b. Now I want to get it in standard form. Standard form is number x plus number y, that can be a minus 2, equals a number. So I want to get x and y on one side, so I'm going to subtract 3x. So I'd have minus 3x plus y equals 6. Oops. Y equals 6. Now, when I was a kid, you could not have a negative coefficient of x, but now you can. Now this one, you're given a slope and a point. So what formula do I start with? Well, point slope, which is y minus the y number, which in this case is 3, equals the slope, x minus the x number. So y minus the y number equals the slope, x minus the x number. So I'm going to distribute the 7. Now I'm going to subtract y to get x's and y on one side because I want it in standard form as an answer. And I'm going to add 14 to get all the non-variable terms on the other side. So that'd be 11 equals 7x minus y. And that's my answer. The last one, what if you're given two ordered pairs? Well, if you're given two ordered pairs, the first thing we're going to do is find the slope. 10 minus 4 over 8 minus 2, which is 6 over 6, which is 1. So now I'm going to take one of the ordered pairs and the slope and put it in point slope. So y minus the y number equals the slope, x minus the x number. So y minus 4 equals 1, distributed, it's just x minus 2. Now for standard form, I want to get x and y on one side, numbers on the other, so I'm going to subtract y and add the 2. So I'd have negative 2 equals x minus y. Now the next type of problem, I want the equation to be in slope-intercept. But you start the exact same way. I'm given a point, let's start over. I'm given a slope and an intercept. Well, that's slope-intercept. Y equals the slope times x plus the y-intercept. Now, slope-intercept, you keep it solved for y, so I'm done. Next one, I have a slope and a point. So which one of these three would I start with slope and a point, or point and a slope? Well, point slope. So I'd go y minus 1 equals the slope x minus the x number. So I distribute the 4. Now I want to keep it in slope intercept, which is solved for y, so I'll just add 1 to both sides. So y equals 4x minus 7. So this one, I'm going to find the slope, so 5 minus 4 over 2. If you start with this y, I have to start with this x on the bottom, 2 minus 3. So m equals 5 minus 4 is 1 over negative 1, which is negative 1. So I'm going to use the slope negative 1, and I'm going to use a point, doesn't matter which one, and use point slope. So that would be y minus 5, I'm going to use 2, 5, equals negative 1, x minus 2. Let's bring it over here, it's a little lighter. So y minus 5 equals negative x plus 2. So I'm going to add x, and I'm going to add the 5. So I'd have x plus y equals 7. Last type of problems. What if I want the answer to be in point slope form? Now, okay. So again, I'm given a slope of and intercept, so it'd be y equals mx plus b. And point slope would be, well, let's do this. I want to do this the easier way. Let's change this to the point 0,4. That's y-intercept. X is 0. So you would go y minus 4 equals 3, x minus 0. So yeah, I changed my mind on that one. Sorry about that. Decided to make it a little easier. Let's use the ordered pair with it. Use point slope, and it's already in point slope. So this one, y minus 3 equals 6, x minus 2, and it's already in point slope form. Same with this one, y minus 6 equals negative 2, x minus 5. And I'm done. It's already in point slope form. Now this one we need to find the slope, so it'd be m equals 8 minus 4 over 5 minus 3, which is 4 over 2, which is 2. And I'm going to pick one of the points. How about 5, 8? So y minus 8 equals 2, x minus 5. And I'm done. That's finding equations of a line given information. So good.